25 questions all about January 2025. So if you think you remember some of the significant happenings, then let's go. It was a strange start to the new year in one African country, when a drunken police officer freed 13 suspects from custody so that they could go and celebrate the new year. In what country were the 13 suspects freed? Was it Zambia, Zimbabwe, or was it Malawi? It was Zambia, where Detective Inspector Titus Fury was arrested after releasing the suspects from Leonard Chilo police station in the capital Lusaka before running away himself. Hundreds of millions of people across Asia and around the world celebrated the start of the Lunar New Year on January the 29th. But which animal in the Chinese zodiac is being heralded in 2025? Is it the year of the snake, the year of the tiger, or is 2025 the year of the dragon? "2025 is the year of the snake in the Chinese zodiac." Which streaming platform is raising prices after reporting its biggest ever subscriber jump? Is it Apple TV Plus, Disney Plus, or is it Netflix? Netflix announced it will raise prices on most of its subscription tiers in the US and Canada after the streaming giant reported 19 million new subscribers in the last quarter of 2024. The nominations for the 97th Academy Awards were announced in January, but which film led with the most nods? Was it Wicked, Emilia Perez, or was it Conclave? It was the Spanish-language musical Emilia Perez that picked up the most nominations, 13 in total. 13 nominations makes Emilia Perez the most nominated foreign film in Oscars history. But by which country was it produced? Was it Mexico, Spain, or was it French produced? The answer is France. On Monday, the 20th of January, Donald Trump was sworn in as the 47th President of the United States. Which holiday coincided with his inauguration? Was it Martin Luther King Jr. Day, Columbus Day, or was it Flag Day? The third Monday of January is a federal holiday that commemorates the birthday of Martin Luther King Jr. This year, the holiday coincided with Donald Trump's inauguration. Donald Trump wasted no time in signing dozens of executive orders after being sworn in, but what did the first one that he signed do? Did it declare a national emergency on the southern border? Did it rescind President Joe Biden's executive actions? Or did it pardon January the 6th rioters? The first executive order that Donald Trump signed rescinded the executive actions of his predecessor Joe Biden. In the week beginning January the 27th, Donald Trump also announced a plan to house around 30,000 migrants at which notorious prison site? Is it Alcatraz Island, Pelican Bay, or does he plan to house them in Cuba's notorious Guantanamo Bay? The answer is Guantanamo Bay. Which country did President Trump petition to become America's 51st state? Was it Greenland, Canada, or did he want Mexico to become America's 51st state? The answer is Canada. Speaking of Canada, Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced he would step down following low approval ratings and growing pressure from his own party. But in which year did he take office? Was it 2014, 2015, or 2016? The answer is 2015. Not strictly January 2025, but close enough. Which country voted to impeach their acting president on December the 27th? Only 10 days after the elected president had already been impeached. Was it South Korea, Peru, or was it the Albanian acting president that was impeached? It was South Korea's acting president Han Duck-soo that was removed from office. Which app is back online after temporarily shutting itself down in the US? Is it Snapchat, Instagram, or is it TikTok? The answer is TikTok. Which Chinese artificial intelligence model sent shockwaves through Silicon Valley and Wall Street in the week beginning the 27th of January? Was it DeepSeek, Claude, or was it ChatGPT? That's right. Chinese startup DeepSeek dominated headlines in the last week of January after its new AI chatbot sparked a global tech sell-off that wiped billions off the valuations of Silicon Valley's biggest companies. A 2,500-year-old gold helmet was among the valuable items taken during a daring heist at the Drents Museum. In what country did the heist take place? Was it France, Sweden, or the Netherlands? Thieves made off with several valuable archaeological treasures after using explosives to blast into the Drents Museum in the city of Assen in the Netherlands. Arrests have since been made. A tragic mid-air collision between an American Airlines jet and an Army helicopter took place on January the 29th. Into which Washington, D.C. river did the stricken aircraft plunge? Was it the Anacostia River, the Potomac River, or did they fall into the Rock Creek tributary? It was the Potomac River that sadly claimed the lives of all 67 on board both flights. The skeleton of a woman was found by archaeologists working on the remains of the ancient Roman city of Pompeii. What did they find her holding in her hand? Was it coins, keys, or was it a jug? The woman, thought to be aged between 35 and 50, was found holding money. She also had some jewelry as well. On the subject of archaeology, an amateur fossil hunter uncovered an unusual remnant dating back 66 million years on a beach in Denmark. What was it that was fossilized? Was it vomit, urine, or was it excrement? That's right, it was petrified animal vomit. Sport, and aged just 17, darts player Luke Littler became the youngest player ever to win the PDC World Championship. But who did he beat in the final? Was it Stephen Bunting, Luke Humphreys, or was it Michael van Gerwen? He beat Dutch master and three-time world champion Michael van Gerwen to become the first teenager and youngest player to win the world title. After years of trying, which female tennis player won her first Grand Slam at the age of 29? Was it Danielle Collins, Madison Keys, or was it Heather Watson? The answer is Madison Keys. Staying with tennis and on the men's tour, which player made history by becoming the oldest winner of an ATP Tour singles title with victory at the ASB Classic in Auckland? Was it Novak Djokovic, Fabio Fognini, or was it France's Gaël Monfils? That's right. It was France's Gaël Monfils who beat Belgium's Zizou Bergs 6-3, 6-4 in the final to claim his 13th tour-level title at 38 and 4 months old. Double Olympic champion Beatrice Chebet crowned a golden year as she smashed her own women's world record. At which distance did the Kenyan athlete set a new best? Was it 1,500 meters, 5,000 meters, or was it in the 10,000 meters? Chebet finished the Cursa dels Nasos road race in Barcelona in 13 minutes and 54 seconds on New Year's Eve. She is the first woman to break the 14-minute barrier for the distance. The 24-year-old, who won both the 5,000 meters and 10,000 meters gold at the Paris Olympics, beat her previous mark by 19 seconds. Motor racing took a step towards diversity as Laura Muller was named the first female race engineer in Formula One. But for which team will she work? Is it the Haas team, the Racing Bulls team, or will she be a race engineer for Team Alpine? Laura will be a race engineer for the American Haas team. What is the new fee to climb Mount Everest? Is it $5,000, $10,000, or is it $15,000? Nepal will increase the permit fees for climbing Mount Everest by more than 35% to $15,000, making the world's tallest peak more expensive for mountaineers for the first time in nearly a decade. In January, which Japanese city announced a ban on public smoking? Was it Tokyo, Osaka, or will the ban be implemented in Kyoto? The city of Osaka has banned cigarettes and vapes in public places in order to beautify the city ahead of hosting the World Expo later this year. The final question. Question 25. Bob Dylan's draft lyrics for one of his most famous hits were sold at auction in the US for $508,000. Which of his songs were up for sale? Was it Mr. Tambourine Man, Subterranean Homesick Blues, or was it Blowin' in the Wind? It was A, Mr. Tambourine Man. And Bob Dylan and Mr. Tambourine Man brings down the curtain on this episode of the Quizzical News and Current Affairs 25. And well done, if you managed to remember all 25. You might want to start paying attention to the news now, so that you'll have an advantage when it comes to February's 25. In the meantime, please subscribe to our channel if you haven't done so already. And if you're not entirely quizzed out, then why not have a go at the quiz that's on the screen now?